We'll discuss network programmability, the structure of analytics REST APIs, examples of APIs, some common query options and values, gathering APIs from the GUI, authenticating, querying, and API responses, and system health APIs. A key capability of both Versa Director and Versa Analytics is its native support for REST APIs. Application Programming Interfaces, or APIs, are software interfaces used for the exchange of information from one application to another. This allows Versa Analytics to become a data source to another application. This could be an enterprise portal, a billing system, or even part of a network intelligence orchestrator. We refer to the API interface as the northbound interface, as it logically offers connection to applications higher up in the stack. This module will discuss Versa Analytics API capabilities, the different types of APIs, and the types of data returned. Versa Analytics supports northbound APIs to interrogate the analytics application and returns data in JSON format. APIs are on the HTTPS port 8443. You can find further details on the API documentation at the URL listed in the image. Analytics is a single sign-on client of Versa Director. Therefore, when a user is logged into Analytics, this user is authenticated against Versa Director. The Versa Director, in turn, may use a relevant connector to authenticate against an external repository such as LDAP, Radius, TACACS, and so forth. An API user may therefore be created in Active Directory to be used by Analytics for authentication. Please note that only default system users exist in Analytics. Analytics supports role-based access control to control user access based on their role. There are two ways of consuming APIs in Analytics. There is the GET method and the POST method. With the GET method, a general data API is crafted with all of the attributes described in the URL itself. With a POST method, it's similar to the general data API, however the detailed queries are supplied in a JSON format. The image shows an example of a GET API request and a POST API call. Versa supports various query types. These are grouped into the following major categories: Info API, Time Series API, Table API, Summary, Stats, and Map. Postman is one of several tools that can be used to query and test APIs. Others include Perl. Postman is a graphical tool with an easy-to-use interface. The example above is a screenshot from Postman. Analytics requires that API sessions are authenticated. Above is the top auth API. User credentials are passed in the API body. The API itself does not require authentication. An alternative option to the API guide documentation is to gather the APIs directly from the browser using the developer tool. When an action is performed on a GUI, the API calls can be captured. This is a useful technique to help you quickly find an API call by locating the function in the GUI. It also helps reduce errors in crafting the API, as you can do a copy and modify the call to speed up the process. Once authenticated, copy and paste the API gathered from the browser into Postman and ensure that the method is set to GET. Postman automatically creates the query parameters from the URL string. The correct API response code is a 200 OK response. Response data may be viewed in Postman either in Pretty, Raw, or Preview. However, due to the volume of data returned, the example image shows the API response in raw form for brevity. Up to this point in the module, we've looked at APIs as they relate to data from the SD-WAN network. This slide describes some of the APIs that are available to query the memory available in the Analytics node itself. The System Status API returns data on the disk free space, CPU, and memory utilization, while the Driver Status returns information about the health of the Analytics driver. This is useful to know if the driver is down or crashed. In this module, we discussed the basics of Analytics REST APIs, where to find documentation on the Analytics REST APIs, the structure of the APIs, types of APIs with some examples, API query types and what they mean, how to find and gather APIs from the browser, an example of how to use APIs, and some API testing tools including Postman and curl.